Now, unmanned flights by drones, as they're often known, have predominantly been used by the military. They've been used extensively in areas where it's considered too dangerous to send a plane with a crew. But there's a growing tendency to use what are very sophisticated model aeroplanes for civilian uses, such as search and rescue, farming and climate research. One of those leading the charge on this development is Professor Jim Scanlon at the University of Southampton. And 3D printers are playing a big part as well. He joined me in the studio a little earlier and I asked him what they're working on at Southampton.
Yes, we do quite a lot of research in the field of aeronautical engineering, and this is part of our research and undergraduate teaching.
And you've brought a couple of these models in with you today. Just talk me through what we've got here.
So the small aeroplane sitting in front of us is a technology demonstrator which we produced about 18 months ago, and that is actually the world's first printed aeroplane. Printed
with a printer, a 3D printer, is that right?
That's correct. So you plug the printer directly into your computer, and very like a normal printer, you say print, and sometime later out come the parts.
And that's incredible. Not the big one, surely, that wasn't printed.
Yes, so this technology demonstrator led directly to the second aeroplane, which is a serious aeroplane that's designed to do a job. And something like 2/3 of that structure is printed technology.
Now, the way they're made is obviously fascinating, but they also have a quite important use, don't they? Tell me what they can do.
So our interest at Southampton is in civil applications of unmanned aircraft. So things like agriculture, search and rescue, scientific use, climate change, anything that needs to carry a sensor to produce useful data.
So you could almost put a camera on these and they could fly across some fields and pick up some important images, that type of thing?
That's exactly what they're designed to do, yes.
And what sort of market have you had for them? What sort of people are you talking to about what use you can put these to?
Well, the large aircraft is part of a European project which is going to be trialled by the Kent Police, and they want it to go out over the sea to look for pollution, to check that people aren't doing illegal wreck diving, to protect wind farms and such alike. So they have a serious need to fly an aircraft like this because it's a lot cheaper than helicopters.
Mm-hmm. And of course, because there are no pilots, they can go areas where people perhaps wouldn't want to.
Yes, it's the old dull, dirty, dangerous missions. So anything that's dull, dirty or dangerous, they're ideally suited for those sorts of issues.
Now, much of this sort of high-end technology has its start in life in the military, doesn't it? Military applications, and we know the use of drones has perhaps been quite controversial in a military sense. That's quite firmly not what you're doing in Southampton.
No, our interest is exploiting it in the civil arena, largely because that's where the big demand will be. There'll be an explosion of use of these things over the next 5-10 years, which will dwarf military use, to be honest.
So we really are looking at the future here?
I believe so, yes.
OK, Professor Jim Scanlon, thanks very much indeed for being with us.
Thank you.
Jim Scanlon talking to me a little earlier with his pretty incredible model planes. Now,